What do you think an amateur event in San Diego can really do for the scene?
I think it could do a lot for the scene, having an amateur contest here, because I came up here in the amateur scene and there was kind of more events than there is now. So the fact that there's something this big and something that's this legit is really healthy, and it's good because I feel like San Diego, people get here, you know what I mean? Like there's always been events, and like for some reason people will come down here, even if it's from Vegas, Arizona, you know, LA, Riverside. Like there's a lot of scenes close by that is down to come down to San Diego too. So it's like a pretty big deal. And yeah, I think it's a huge deal.
So have you been at every one of these that Chase put on in Texas?
Yeah, I've been at every contest.
What do you think it's really done for the scene out there?
Well, I think, shut your ass up. I think it did a lot. It did a lot for the scene. I think it brought it together because, you know, obviously, shut your ass up, dang. Dennis trying to get paid now, so Dennis isn't going to be a part of it no more unless he's getting paid.
I'm going to be riding in it next year.
Like the BMX scene in Austin has always been big, and people support Chase, and Chase is huge there. And so him doing a contest there just brought everybody together, and it's just another event for BMX to get together because BMX is huge out there. Besides, like, you know, Texas Toast and all these other events they already host, so BMX is huge. But I think the fact that Chase has an annual thing that happens and it's like consistent. It's been around for 4 years now, and that's like a big deal for an event to stick around that long. You know, like there's a lot of events, big events, amateur events that only last a few years, a couple years. And luckily, I was a part of a generation that had the free flow contests and stuff like that, which is big because it gets you in with, you know, the big dogs if you can, like, you know, qualify through that and whatever. And the stop was at Claremont in San Diego, and I remember so many people showing up to that. And like, I think just like this is a staple. San Diego is like kind of a staple for the scene of just for BMX. So I think people get here regardless, and that's gonna be dope.
I think the first time I met you was many, many years ago at an amateur contest.
At an amateur contest, I would always be at amateur contests because
So,
there was a lot going on at Claremont at the time.
Yeah. So no,
Yeah.
I think hopefully in this today,
People
will get the opportunity to hopefully meet people that
Oh yeah,
they'll
for
have
sure.
long
Oh yeah, for
working
sure.
relationships
Yeah,
with and
for
whatnot.
sure. Yeah.
What do you think of Lakeside Park? I see you out there stacking clips on,
Yeah.
on the occasion.
I like that park. I don't get out there that often because it's like I'm all the way over here by the water, so it's like I stay this way, and usually it's like way hotter out there. So I'm just like on that note. But the scene is crazy because every time I go, it's more BMX riders than skaters there. It's always like BMX dominant, and scooters too. But it's like BMX holds it down. Like there's kids ripping around the whole park, and like I don't even know how to ride that place as good as the kids there. So I always feel hella weird, like riding that park. I'm like, damn, I don't know anything. I don't ride it like this. So it really is it's a good park for BMX and to have that contest at, because the obstacles there are all legit. Everything's good sized, and yeah, it's fun.
So this is year 4 in Austin, year 2 in San Diego.
Yeah.
Is this something you're gonna try to keep it moving and keep it going annually for years to come?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see a really an end to it. You know, if we can continue to get the funds to do it and continue to do it, I don't see it really being a thing that goes away. I'm down to keep doing it as long as he's gonna do it. I'm gonna do it because this is a way for me to kind of give back in my smallest way, you know, possible. Because Chase is really the backbone to all this. It's just really me just kind of supporting that. And like, I'm gonna always support something that has something to do with like the youth coming up in the sport like this, because I came up in it, and there's gotta be like an outlet for them to do that. So, and like, it's funny because I've seen so many local riders that I know that, you know, around San Diego get so hyped on just winning something or accomplishing something through what they love. And like, you know, like just the homies, just seeing the homies that ride the, you know, do well at that thing, do well at that contest, you can see that they genuinely get stoked on just having a day where like they got to shine and got to do something that they were stoked on, and it makes them feel good about themselves, and they remember that. You know, it's a memory you carry on for a long time. These contests, you do things you might not have done every day at the park, so you remember that memory from the whole event. So I think it's super healthy to have this for the whole industry, for everything.
So do you think it's safe to say that some of these guys going tomorrow might not even realize what an awesome opportunity this is?
Yeah, I think, they don't really realize it until after. And then I can see it on their face when it's happening. Like, it really does mean something to them, even though they might not think it does. It's kind of like, it's embarrassing. It's kind of like, oh, I'm getting out there. But then when they do it and they do put down some stuff, they're like, you feel so good. And you can tell that after their run and after they did what they did, the rest of their day, they're just like super stoked to just be a part of the whole event. So it's like,
it's kind of like a big motivator.
Oh yeah, definitely motivates you for sure.
You go out there and you shine,
Yep.
you want more.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I'm curious to see now that it's already happened here, like the locals know what it's gonna be like already. So I'm curious to see kind of how they bring that energy this time and see if there's gonna be more people, if they move a class up, if one kid was, an intermediate, he's an expert now, just like see the progression of just the kids doing it. Because I know everyone that went last year is still gonna be a part of it this year, because it's that motivating as far as like, if you did it last year, you're gonna wanna ride it again. So I know for sure the kids are gonna be back. And if they didn't do as well last year, they're gonna do well this year. It's funny because something that's consistent like this, it gives them an opportunity to come back and do it again. So if they did get third last year, they can come back and get first this year, or you have that motivation knowing that it's gonna come back too. So.
Well, and the winner is
cool.
getting flown to Austin for the next stop.
Yeah, that's cool too.
Do you remember how big of a deal it was when you got your first?
Oh yeah, when you get your first flight, your first trip, especially on a expense paid from winning something, it makes you it's just the biggest motivator as far as like your dream come true, because you start thinking like, if you're a rider, you want to do that. That's like a big part of riding is traveling. And so to accomplish one thing at your local spot and then to win and get flown out to the next one, it's huge. That's like the bet. Yeah.
That's pro shit.
Yeah. That's definitely pro shit. So they're gonna feel good about that, and that's like on your way when you do that. That's really the best start.
It's the foundation.
The foundation
From there
of the
you
whole
build
thing.
up.
Yep, for sure. Yep.